What's up, everybody? Sports in the Bay. Felicia and Eddrick back after a couple of weeks off. Felicia, it's good to see you. How you doing?
Good to be seen. Good to see you too.
Likewise. All
Doing
right,
good.
we got some heavy subject matter to talk about tonight. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Sports in the Bay. Felicia and Eddrick, let's go. It is good to see you.
Good to
First
hear
of
the
all,
intro.
first of all, congratulations on 25 years of coverage of sports in the Bay Area. I saw your post.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Time
congratulations.
flies.
Yeah, yeah. You've seen a lot of
Time
sports
flies.
history in this Bay Area, a lot of sports artists and Bay Area artists and sports heroes, and you are a pillar, as they say. And congratulations,
Not
congratulations.
me.
Yeah, I
Not
keep telling you,
me.
you know everybody.
You
Everybody
always
knows
say
you.
that.
It's true.
Nobody
It's
knows.
true. It is true. But how does it feel to see the sports scene today and still be a part of it here in the Bay?
We were talking, me and someone were talking about, we were comparing years at the Warriors game. And I said, wow, remember how horrible it used to be. Although the fans kept coming to the Warrior games, but it would be busloads of people coming for the opposing team, and how it was just, it was some really low years, and then it was the years when, well, that was before my time. When I started covering, the Raiders were already back in town, so
Hmm.
I didn't have to. Well, now I'm dealing with it as a writer with them not being in town. But yeah, so I've only had, yeah, until now. This is the first time that I've seen two teams move in the 25 years. So, unfortunately with the A's, they never did much during during my tenure. They had like a little pennant race early on. I'm trying to think the year they were facing Boston, and
Yeah.
yeah, and Boston beat the A's. But that was an exciting time. I'm trying to think of one of my most memorable moments. What comes to my mind right now is Vince Carter, my intern year, which was 2000, watching Vince Carter just tear up Oracle Arena with that dunk at the All-Star game. So that's what I remember. And of course when the Warriors clinched in 2015,
Hmm.
go
Full
to
c-
go to the finals.
right, full circle now because the All-Star game is it's going to be here.
Yeah.
So yeah, 25 years. Hard to believe it's been 24 years technically, I guess, because that was
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
it was 2000. It was
it was 2000. Okay,
99 2000, my intern year. Yeah.
got it, got it. So full circle. So we
Mhm.
are joined by our guest for the evening, Charlton. What's going on, man?
What's up, Eddrick?
How you doing?
Hey, sis, what's happening, baby? What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? Not a mucho. Good to see your
Man,
face.
good to see your beautiful face. You too, Eddrick. You're beautiful too, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. As we said in the opening, so we're gonna get into some heavy subject matter today. This election has, sometimes sports takes a back seat to what's really going on in the world, although the worlds do collide, sports and politics, which we'll get into. But Felicia, I know you wanted to we wanted to start out addressing something that happened in the Niner game. After the Niner game, Niner had a good win against the Cowboys, but there was a certain political statement made at the end of the game. And how did you feel when you saw what happened with Nick Bosa?
What's interesting is I didn't see it live. I was covering the Warriors. And so that was a really big sports day for the Bay Area. They had the Reggie Jackson softball class Coliseum that overlapped with the Warriors, and then the Warriors overlapped with the 49ers. So I didn't, going back and forth looking on different people's screens that had it up on their laptop, I didn't see the final interview. So I heard all this rumbling later on. Bosa held a hat up and interrupted somebody's post game, and so I did see the video, and it made me angry. I thought it was I thought it was selfish to take that spotlight away from Brock Purdy and his other teammate. I thought that was not the right time. A lot of players will come in and stick their heads in and or pat somebody on the shoulder. I just saw it last night when I was watching the Jets. Kid came in and poked his head in between, and that's all fine and dandy. But to hold a because Donald Trump is not just known as a Republican, he's hate. I mean, he's preaching hate speech, and you put up a hat that says "Make America Great Again." That's great again for who?
Yeah.
And when? What are you talking? Because it's never been great for people of color. So what do you mean? And then to freeze up in the post game when they ask him about it. When they ask him about it, he doesn't have much to say. So that's it. That's it. That's all I got to say about it for now. I don't have any hope that he'll be punished.
Yeah. What do you say, Charlton?
Well, yeah, he had the hat on his head and he interrupted Brock Purdy and Kittle. I don't know. I don't remember which one. One of them called him an idiot. I don't remember which one.
Really?
And maybe it was, yeah, I don't remember which, if it was in fun or if they were serious. I don't know. But I didn't know. I stopped watching. I lost faith in the NFL during the Kaepernick stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not certain about this statement. But do all the NFL stadiums have a Black Lives Matter flag flying, or just the Niner Stadium?
They used now right after George Floyd, and then later on, a lot of them would paint the end zone in the back. They would have statements.
Right.
I don't know if they have flags, but it would say "End Racism." I think a couple of stadiums said.
Well, I know for sure. Now. I know for sure the Niners have a flag flying that says Black Lives Matter or something like that, but I don't know if the other stadiums do.
I can't see that happening.
I don't know.
Because Black Lives Matters offends too many people, especially in the South. So I can't see every stadium having that flag. No.
Yeah. It's just, I like I said, I stopped watching football because of that, because the black players in the NFL had an absolute monumental chance when Kaepernick was doing his thing to really make a difference, and they all of them just bowed down to the money or whatever it was that, because they have so much power. To me, at least, I think they do. What, 80% of the league is black? If they all stood together, it would have made a real difference in making America realize that we're not standing for this anymore. They had a huge stage, a huge platform, and they blew it, in my opinion. This is my humble opinion. And then it just carried on, the owners saying, play football, and then all the MAGA people saying, shut up and play, keep politics out of football, yada, 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 yada. Kaepernick's an ass, can't swear, I'm sorry.
You can, it's fine.
Okay, Kaepernick is this, that, and the other. Keep politics out of football, but then when they do it, when somebody on their side does it, it's okay. It's just so hypocritical. And to me, the Trump supporters specifically, it's a cult. They're very cult-minded, and I'm all for I love Republicans too. I have good friends that are Republicans, but that don't support that orange big toe head asshole dude. Now, to wear a MAGA, that's directly supporting him, and I can't be down with that. I'm not down. That just disgusts me. It's just a slap in the face. To me, It's a slap in the face to all of his teammates that are of color, which are most of them. And I just wonder how they feel about it. I'm just curious. Are they just like, do they ignore him, or do they just not? Are they not friends with him? Do they not socialize with him? Not that it matters so much, I guess, as long as he quote unquote goes out and does his job. But it's to me, it's more than that. To me, just me personally, I didn't know. Fee had texted me and said, "You didn't know." I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah,
And
this is not new with Bose. I mean, I think people kind of knew of his
yeah,
leaning.
I didn't because I stopped following the
Yeah,
football.
yeah.
But I was like, oh, because I really, really liked him. He's a friggin' beast, man. But for him just to support the orange towhead dude just disgusted me, and I just lost all faith in him, and I don't wish him anything but failure. And I meant it. A friend of mine came and said, you're better than that. You don't mean wish him failure, do you really?" And internally, I'm like, yeah, I kind of do.
Right. Well, and he's not the only one in the NFL who's publicly supporting MAGA. I think Harrison Buckner and KC, and then there's a couple others. To me, I look at he's just a symbol of the larger issue, which is the NFL. You know, I don't have a number, but I would imagine quite a few of the owners probably know which camp they're in, right?
Yeah, I
Jerry
know. Which
Jones,
is
people like that who write large checks and paid for transition ceremonies and things like that. The first administration. So I think to your point about the athletes, one of the things I'm actually always surprised is that when corporate trouble happens around the NFL, which happened with Kaepernick, there's never any conversation about their antitrust status. And the reason I bring that up is because you would think if you have antitrust protection, which means you literally can have a legalized by legislative monopoly on a business, there should be certain civil rights and civil liberties that you live up to, right?
yeah,
But you never hear that. In the NFL, that's why they make the billions and billions that they do, is because they literally have a monopoly. What other football league is going to seriously give them any trouble? So
right.
nobody talks about their antitrust status. And I mean, I think the only people that can change that is Congress. That's the lever and the power that people like that understand, which is money. You know, as we sit here 5 years later, we all had a lot of conversation when Jay-Z came on board. Remember back then? And Jay-Z was going to come in and be that liaison and that bridge. And then, but he's turned into just the entertainment coordinator for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right. Which is fine, but it's kind of not why you went there, at least how it was spun the first time. So he's a symptom. I'm not surprised. And I'm sure there are others who believe in that, but to me, this is a moment when politics and sports are colliding, and it's gonna have to happen. And there's a history of it. I'll talk about a little later on about how effective sports can be. And as of right now, the NFL is they're still deciding what to do. I don't know how
With
long
Nick.
that takes. Yeah, I don't know how long that takes, but
But what if Debo Samuels would have done had a Kamala Harris hat? It
Oh, he
would
would have
be.
caught hell.
It would constantly. Or LeBron did it. It would
Well, actually,
constantly.
LeBron did.
LeBron just came
Yeah.
out in
No,
support
he
of Kamala.
supported her, but I'm saying if he had a hat
At the
for
games. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Like at the actual placement.
advertising.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
At the game instead of his, I think he posted on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah,
Mhm.
to your point, he's not out there with a Kamala Harris hat on his head.
It would be the opening
Um,
story on. It would be top story on everything. I had to kind of search for it on
yeah,
Yeah.
Bosa.
yeah.
I saw something that Lowell Cohen's son, his name escapes me, but he didn't take a side on it. He just thought, why do it now? And just looking through the comments, how many people here in the Bay Area, and they were bringing up Kaepernick. Well, he took a knee, and what Bosa did was nothing compared to. He disrespected the
Oh,
flag.
see.
You
See,
still aren't getting.
they don't get it. Getting these side.
He was vocal about it and had multiple interviews trying to get people to understand. Bosa hasn't even said anything. He hasn't said
Yeah.
anything. He choked
Well,
up when they talked to him. He choked up, and he's been choked up ever since.
yeah.
And
The
I don't know.
vitriol. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'm just wondering the energy that's going on in the locker room. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious about that too. But the vitriol and the hate that this individual has created in our country. I've lived where I live now for what, 23, 24 years? I guess I'll say it. I live in Beverly Hills, and before he entered the political race, the Republicans and the Democrats were happy-go-lucky. Everybody, we disagree, but we still love each other, kind of thing. Now there's a little park on not a park. It's a green area on Cannon and Santa Monica Boulevard. It's just green grass where Beverly Hills sign is. It's a beautiful little park. Every weekend it's packed with MAGA, Trump, yeah, every weekend. And now, yeah, every weekend. And it is shocking to me. But just recently, I haven't even told my wife this because it'll just upset her. So she's not going to watch this, so it'll still be my secret. But, I'm driving by, I'm shaking my head, looking at him. I'm looking at him, just shaking my head. I didn't say anything. I didn't make any gesture other than shaking my head with, I guess, a look of just disappointment and disgust on my face. The dude threw a bottle of water at my window, at my car window. That's never happened before. What is that? What is that? Yeah. Like, really? Like, come on, man.
Just because you shook your head.
I'm shaking my head. Well, no, it's because I'm black, obviously. But but I'm shaking my head and I'm going, oh my God, these people are idiots. That's what I'm thinking as I'm shaking my head. And he threw a bottle. He saw my face. He threw a bottle of water. Yeah, make America great. Make America great. Yeah. It took everything in me not to get out of my car. And I'm like, well, it's about 100 people out there, and it's just me, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I was in Napa a couple years ago, and there was a downtown Napa, and there was a Trump rally in Napa of all places. So, yeah, they're out there, man. And I guess the question is, as it relates to electoral politics, is that the only way to truly win? Is that at the ballot box? Because the ideology is going to be here for a while. It is. There's too many people in Congress. So, as it relates to sports and what we're doing now with this election, we're all hoping that election goes the way it should go. But the ideology, it's just taking more roots, man.
Right. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. I mean, voting for your for your Republican or Democrat is one thing, but supporting that individual is a whole different ball of wax, in my opinion. If it was another candidate, I was telling my brother Pierre the other day, I'm like, if it was flipped, if it was a Democratic person that was causing all that, I wouldn't vote. I would completely denounce him. I honestly would not. I couldn't get on board with that. I'm like, I don't care what party. I'm like, no, hell no. I'm not going to vote for you. You're an idiot. Yeah. And I would be vocal about it. But the people that are co-signing with him, like, they tell me how you really feel. Is that how you really feel about women, about black people, about people of color? That's how you really feel.
And that's what someone needs to ask Bosa, because 80% of the league, as you said, is black. And you're going into war with your so-called brothers, your band of brothers. It's a brotherhood, is it not? Yeah, sports is a brotherhood.
Of course.
So because they're on your payroll, you don't really, you guys have a high payroll, you don't really see them as black. Sometimes people take that kind of mindset.
I have a lot of friends that say that to me. You're different. Like,
right. It's like Do the Right Thing when he said, Oprah Winfrey and Magic Johnson aren't really black. They're not really the N-word, if you will.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, what do you say? He plays alongside what's the brother's name with the locks? Doesn't
Oh, the
Bosa play?
linebacker.
Yeah.
What number 54? I can't. I don't know. I don't watch him enough to. I
54.
used to know all of the names. Is that
I
his
can't
number?
believe I'm
54?
blanking on this. I'm blanking on his name. I'm a Niner fan, and I'm blanking on
Is
his
it
name right
W?
now.
Water?
Crazy.
Water? No.
It's a W, I think. Why
It starts
can't
with a
I think of
W. I
his
think.
can't-
name?
Whiteside.
I
No,
can't think of
not
his
like
name either. That is
brain
Whiteside
crazy.
used to be a Raider.
It's been nuts.
brain sludge. Brain sludge.
Why
It's
can I?
been nuts.
Ooh, the
That is, and he's only the best player in football. One of the best
Yeah,
players
the
in
only best
football.
linebacker. Yeah.
in
Look it up
football.
real quick. Look it up real quick. Look it
Yeah,
up
I'm
real
looking it
quick.
up
Y'all
right
on your
now.
computer?
I
Okay.
am looking it up. I can't believe we can't.
I
Fred Warner. Good
cannot.
Lord. How do we forget
I
Fred
see
Warner?
his face.
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner. Yes.
How did
W. Yes.
Niner fan? I got my little Niner helmet over off my shoulder over here. People they're gonna take my Niner card away. But it's been that kind of week. So it's been
You
that
had
kind of
them
week.
senior moments, I tell you.
Yeah. So obviously the NFL is not really getting a lot of PR problems from this. It's just going to go away. But to your point, Felicia, you wonder what kind of conversations are being had in that locker room, if any.
Yeah,
you know?
if any,
Yeah,
right?
even the Niners front office.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
it
Yeah.
that
says,
article you sent me, Fee,
uh-huh.
said that they were planning on disciplining him. I didn't read it yet, but right? Wasn't that what you sent me?
Mm-hmm. That they're
Okay.
talking about. Now I'm looking now from the most recent is 2 hours ago, and it says the NFL is reportedly investigating Nick Bosa after crashing the post game with a MAGA hat. Said he could face financial repercussions. Could. So Bosa's
Yeah.
declined to elaborate on his statement. When speaking with reporters, saying only, quote, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I think it's an important time, end quote.
Yeah, he's probably going to get fined, and that'll be it. It'll go away. But I don't know. I look at it as I'm not surprised. I'm sure there are others, and
Oh yeah, I'm
this
sure
is
there
where
is.
we are as a country. You know, it's splitting up families. It's splitting up neighbors. It's really starting to affect the psyche of this nation. And if I think it's already out of control. You
Oh
know,
yeah, absolutely.
sadly.
I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking too. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Remember how
Yeah.
many people talked about Richard Sherman, and one of my Caucasian friends did. And I remember her saying to me, he looked like an angry ape the time that the Seahawks beat the Niners, and he
Oh, when he
screamed into
stops Crabtree, yeah,
hmm People had a lot to say about that black man yelling into the camera. We hear about that more than we do about what Bosa did.
Yeah. 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 That's
It's
that black male
mind-blowing.
anger. You know, black male anger is one of the most electric threats to people historically. When a black man is demonstrative or raises his voice or shows any kind of emotion where there might be some anger involved, people get a little weird. you know,
Yeah.
it's just how we are as a people. That's what that's how people feel. So
Even
when
when
you
you hear
see,
Africans speak, I mean, it's still in our DNA. You
oh
hear
yeah,
people from Africa, they're talking like this,
yeah,
and their voices are elevated.
yeah, it's just emotion, and
Yes.
so I think athletes after George Floyd, I think what's next in terms of athletes and protests, that's something else we were going to talk about, Charlton, which was um notwithstanding what happened last Sunday, what is the role of athletes, and should they use more of their platform? Some of them do. LeBron clearly uses his platform
Mhm.
yeah.
to affect change.
But he's
He's a big
made
enough.
his money. He's not afraid.
Right.
You
That's the
know.
key. That's the
One thing
key.
that stands out to me whenever I hear, politics is something Michael Jordan said in the beginning of his reign. I don't know if you guys remember. A reporter
Oh yeah.
asked him about, his political stance, and he's like, "Well, Republicans buy shoes too."
Right.
Sure
Now
did.
think
And
back.
I'm like,
Think back.
oh, Wow.
Well, remember, let's put that in context, because at the time, Harvey Gantt, a black Senate candidate, was running against Jesse Helms, one of the most racist senators we've ever had in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesse Helms did the ad with the white hand going for the job and the black hand coming and grabbing it, saying affirmative action, is taking your jobs. That was Jesse Helms. In North Carolina, Michael Jordan could have made a difference in that election.
Oh God,
right?
yes. Heck yes.
And had he made a difference in that election, maybe Jesse Helms gets defeated. Maybe some of the legislation, the things that happen after that doesn't happen. I mean, there's a bigger issue there. And so, to your point, that's why it was so disappointing. And he didn't have to. Granted, people don't have to take political stances. That's fine.
Right.
But in that case, in that race with that candidate, it's almost like, your silence is complicity. You are
Oh yeah, yeah.
okay with it.
Your silence is loud.
Right.
Your silence
It's
is
all,
loud.
and it shows that it's all about the money.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, it really is, Charlton. It's
What about well, let me play that LeBron announcement. This was off MSNBC, and let me just play what they said about and what he said in his statement. So let's see if this goes through.
Breaking moments ago, if you're a fan of excellence on the court and democracy in general, NBA superstar LeBron James has announced his endorsement for Vice President Kamala Harris, citing the racist comments about Puerto Rico made at Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally. LeBron James, writing to his 53 million followers on Twitter and 159 million followers on Instagram, this, quote, "What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris."
There
Beautiful.
it is. Yeah.
well said.
Yep. So I mean, it's a pivotal. We're in a pivotal time right now. All kidding aside, we are in a very interesting place as a nation.
And what I don't understand is my black friends, family, brothers, making the statement, people gonna vote who they gonna vote for. It don't matter. It don't matter. People gonna vote. Like, yeah, it does.
Or,
and I hate hearing
I'm
that.
not gonna vote. Or what is my vote matter?
Well, yeah. There's a couple of them say, I'm not gonna vote for anybody. I'm like, why? Just
Right.
the Democrats are just as bad. The Democrats are just as bad. This, that, and the other. And they give me all these just lame retorts, and I'm just like, yes, there's bad on both sides.
Spewing hate.
But there is a very clear and distinct difference between these two candidates.
I would even say
that candidate and the other candidate.
He said he wanted to shoot Liz Cheney today.
Yeah, I saw that in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liz Cheney. Shoot her in the face.
He made a comment that Liz Cheney should, they're always going to say, oh, it's a context, but he made comments basically stating that Liz Cheney should face rifles in the face. That's pretty much what he said.
Just an evil, nasty human. Just disgusting.
Going back, Charlton, to how politically unsophisticated that statement is when people say, I'm not going to vote for either one of them because they're all corrupt. So, okay, fine. Then you can still vote for your local city council member. You can still vote for your water measures or whatever that's happening in your community. You can still vote for school bond measures. You can still vote for your
Eddrick. Yes.
There's so much more to voting than just at the top of the ticket.
That's right.
So that's a really silly statement to make when you say I don't vote, but you drive on the roads and you everything that you take care of and everything that makes us who we are as a government, you refuse to participate in making those selections. So when your school gets closed in your neighborhood, I don't want to hear it, because you had a chance to make a difference and put people into places where they would make the decisions hopefully they would make. So I don't know. That's the most frustrating thing to me. As I was telling Felicia before we came on, I was in Jackson, Mississippi last week on business and got a chance to tour the NAACP office there and stand in the office of Medgar Evers. And I was thinking about that when I cast my vote yesterday. Like, wow, these people did what they did just so that I could have the pleasure and the privilege
Thank
of
you.
casting my vote. And it's a
Yeah.
slap in the face to them when we don't participate.
Yes,
To
it
me,
is.
that's my opinion. So yeah, and we can make a difference if we show up.
I agree.
We can make a difference.
I agree. I just gotta say, Eddrick, I'm laughing because I heard this my whole life, and I'm about to say it to you. But I'm saying it to you in jest, but I'm also serious. You are so articulated. You are so articulate. And you are just so
Right.
educated, and I love it.
well, thank you, man.
Right.
Thank you.
When
Very
he was
knowledgeable.
explaining, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
What P?
When he was explaining everything in my head, I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
You
You know,
got
it's
to
so
think
easy.
about things.
It's easy to follow him like with Draymond. When Draymond explains basketball,
Yeah.
it's like it's so clear and I can understand it. When Eddrick breaks things down,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I'm saying that with tons of love and
No,
I guess
I
it'd be different if it
appreciate
was a
that.
white person saying, "Wow, you're so articulate." I've heard that
No,
my whole life,
I
and
get
I'm
it,
like,
man. I get it. I get it.
yeah. And then my cousins that used to be on the corner grinding, like, "You sound white, you a square." I'm like, "Well, good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy.
went
I
through that
am."
too. I
proper
went through that
English.
too, man. Um,
Yeah.
but I have another. If you would indulge me, another video to show of the great Bill Russell and some things that we need to be reminded of about why and how athletes can make a difference. So I'm going to show an interview. It's about 2 minutes of Bill Russell in 1963 in Boston. The NAACP was protesting for the deplorable conditions in schools that were segregated. Right, they wanted more better facilities, so forth and so on. So they did what's called a Stay Out for Freedom protest, where students actually stayed out of school, and they did it on June 18th, 1963, which is ironic. They did it actually on Juneteenth. But after the protests, during the protests, and after it was over, they interviewed Bill Russell. Now compare what he's saying in 1963 with
today.
what we're going through today. So just check this out.
Today, Boston witnessed the Stay Out for Freedom Day.
It's not a black and white problem. This is an American problem.
Bill Russell, the Boston Celtics, you gave a very powerful speech today at the Freedom Sit-In. Could you tell us what you feel is the success of this Freedom Stay Out?
I think we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, in that we've expressed the fact that we're dissatisfied with the Boston school system, and the school board has refused to recognize the problem as such. Now, the first thing to do in solving a problem is to recognize it as a problem. If they had recognized this problem a few years ago, this would be completely unnecessary. We feel it was successful in that we got their attention. This is just the beginning. This is a monster we're fighting, a real monster. It's a cancerous monster, and if the fight isn't successful, it could conceivably destroy democracy here and everywhere. The important thing is that we have taken the first step. We're ready. We're into the fight now, and I think we'll win. When I say we, I mean America, Boston, Massachusetts, New England, the country, everybody. I think that if we lose this fight, the country loses, and if we win, the country wins.
Shout out to PBS.
Yes.
Always.
Beautiful.
Always
1963.
shout out.
1963. He was saying that, and here we are.
He said a real monster, a cancerous monster.
And it's true. I'm just curious, and this is something that I've always been curious of. remember when the Warriors played the Celtics in the championship, and of
Oh,
course this was happening way before that. But how the Celtic fans were really,
calling
really
Draymond.
nasty, calling Draymond racist, calling the team just all these racial slurs.
Hmm.
How does the other team feel about their fans calling, like, as a black person, and I heard a fan calling another player from another team the nigger or whatever, I'd
Yeah.
be like, okay, I don't want to play here. I don't want to be here. They, how can you be? How can you compartmentalize?
Hmm.
Is it the money? Is it
Hmm.
like, oh, it's the money. I got to make my money. I got to make my. There are other teams you can go play for that have better fans. I just don't. I just wonder. Has there been an interview with any athlete and, I mean, pose that question?
I
Like
remember,
when
I believe, the kid that went to Berkeley that plays for.
oh,
Oh,
Jason
Jalen
King,
Brown.
oh, Jalen Brown.
Yeah, I want to say he said that there's no place for
He
that.
probably did. If anybody would, he would, because Jalen Brown is
Yeah.
no joke. Yeah, if
Oh,
anybody did, it's probably him. Yeah,
yeah. I'm surprised they. Hey, he got passed over for the Olympics. So what does that tell you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just the
Yeah,
youngest lecturer ever at MIT or something like that. He's brilliant. NASA,
he's brilliant.
potentially NASA intern. I mean, he's like the dude, and yeah,
And he went to Berkeley.
he went to Berkeley.
And he went to
One of the most super proactive, pro everything
Yeah,
demonstration everything colleges ever.
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Just to put a quick fine point on Bill Russell, because as I started, because that was one of the things that spurred me, Felicia, when you were saying, the topic we were going to touch today. I just looked and said, okay, black athletes protest, and Bill Russell kept coming up over and over and over. Couple quick points about him. After the assassination of Medgar Evers in 1963, Bill Russell helped establish an integrated basketball camp in Mississippi. Wow. His protest in 1961 changed sports in America because he protested against a racist NBA policy that inhibited teams from having more than 3 black players. They could have maybe 4. And he led the protests because they were going to play the University of Kentucky, and Adolph Rupp was there, and he was a no racist.
Yeah.
And Bill Russell galvanized 5 black players on the team and notified head coach Red Auerbach that they were protesting because they got mistreated. They couldn't stay in the hotels, blah, 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 blah. And they boycotted it and flew back to Boston. And this was the first recorded civil protest in the NBA that led to boycotting a game, possibly in sports history. So Bill Russell's always been that dude. And
Yeah,
when you
He's
look
from
at today,
Oakland.
he's from Oakland. He's from Oakland. So
yeah,
yeah, he
me
even took a
too.
knee for Cap. So yeah, it's there's when you come at it with that gravity and you speak on things like that, I think athletes do need to speak up.
But they're not made
I
like
wish
him.
they would. I
Yeah.
wish they would.
They're not made like that.
You're right. They're not. I mean, so many. They have their millions already. They have more than enough millions for 10 generations. Are they worried about not getting any more? Because is that why they won't speak up? Why?
And how are they going to have anything on the court or on the field if they're protesting? They're going to make the NFL and the NBA lose money. If they protest, they don't
Yeah.
understand the power that they have.
Yep.
Which is mind-boggling to me. I don't.
Mind-boggling.
I can't wrap my head around it. If I had the LeBron James money or Steph Curry's money, trust me. I mean, especially in my mental state now, I'll be like, look, y'all, I'm gonna be on my soapbox. I'm gonna be here, and if the NBA or whoever wants to try and cancel me, so be it. I'm good. I'm good. And my endorsements stop. Still, hopefully, I made smart decisions, invested my money, and I'm still sitting on 300, bringing in 300 over 300 million a year outside of the game. I don't
Right.
get it.
And Darren, let's say something about it. What you
Yep.
gonna do? A franchise player like a Steph Curry or LeBron James.
LeBron, yeah,
What you gonna do? That's the face of the organization, faces of the league.
yes,
A moneymaker.
But these kids See, we're just one or two generations from the South. Where I know I'm first generation California because my parents are from the South as well as Eddrick's.
Same here.
So, we were raised or had a grandmother that put those Southern roots in us about being proud about where you're from and, sticking together, galvanizing family.
And of
It's not
course, it
like
doesn't
that.
help that we grew up in Oakland. But,
The home of the
or should I say, of
Panthers.
course of course, it does help that we grew up in Oakland because of
It helps a lot.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, in the Bay Area as a whole.
Yeah, our outlook is honestly, and I'm aware of it. Our outlook is a lot different than a lot of those Southern people and Midwest people. But we have to be vocal. I feel like I need to be vocal, especially now, and that's why I posted what I posted on Facebook. I'm incredibly disappointed with that dude, and I actually am disappointed in his teammates for somebody in that locker room could have came out to the court and said, "Yeah, I got in his ass," or
well, a Ronnie Lott would have.
We talked about it, or whatever. I don't know. We agree to disagree, or we had a fight about something. I don't know. Maybe they think that's
Barkley, Charles Oakley
in house, and maybe they feel like they need to handle it in house. But I would have been like, look, I let him know that was not cool. You're an idiot. Even though, like I said, one of those other guys called him an idiot. I don't know if they were in jest or if they were serious, but
yeah, because I guess I should research. Kittle's always joking. If it was Kittle that said it, I don't know if he was serious if he said it.
Yeah,
because Kittle's always real animated. But is anyone else? I mean, I don't know if Fred Warner. I don't know what side he leans on.
Didn't Kittle's wife and Mahomes' wife get into a political spat Super Bowl time?
Really?
About I'm vaguely remembering something about about Mahomes' wife supporting the orange butthead and I think I could be wrong, but I'm remembering something of that or other. Again, I don't care enough to research it, but
I'm not sure.
Huh.
But yeah.
No.
So, you say anything?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Well, it said she draws criticism for a Trump-related something. Well, they're from Texas.
I mean, the fact is they're out there. I mean, and there are a lot of them, and
she supports him, and she got half black babies. They don't look black, but
we'll see.
Well, yeah,
the black was 1% black at this point.
Yeah,
don't matter to those extremists. Actually, even not to extremists, they're black. You get a drop of ink in the water's ruined.
Well, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
I know.
No. So where do we go from here? Where do you think? Because depending on the way the election goes, it could get a lot more difficult for people to speak out in general, let alone athletes. So that freedom that we all have, that we can sit here right now and talk in the cloud, that's at risk. That's not hyperbole. It's at risk right now. So
absolutely. I mean, look at what he incited on January 6th 4 years ago. They killed cops, bro.
Wiped his hands of that and said that he didn't do it.
They killed cops storming the Capitol, and people still support him. He's a felon.
And they still support him. That. And if he does get in office, he's going to. What he said, he's not going to charge policemen if they kill innocent people. He's going to let them off.
Yeah, he said he wants to give them a couple of hours to just be free and clean up things.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So,
oh my God, and that's who we need to turn to.
Yeah,
that's the only one that can fix it.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother would say, get on your knees.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we knew this was gonna be a heavy topic tonight. So we don't want to go. We still want to keep it a little light, talk sports, but it's a very serious time we're in. I think I've said that like 6 times now. But so we might talk a little bit of sports on the court, but that issue just kind of, I think it triggered a lot of us, and I freely admit it, because when I saw it, I didn't know what the hat said. Then I pretty much assumed.
Yeah,
okay, I know what it is.
You had to be furious.
And then I saw it, and I was like, yeah. I don't know if I'm furious, more so than just disappointed. You just, I think in some respects we get numb to it.
I agree.
But let's not forget, those ideas never left. They've always been here, and they've never really left our political discourse. Now it's just more out and open. And
yeah, just came more with Obama being in office.
Right.
That's when I saw it coming. Him being president really brought it to the forefront.
Yep.
Really did, and it's been worse ever since.
Yeah.
It gets worse.
And I always laugh because I'm like, what are they afraid of? Right?
Excellent.
They know the real. They know. Are we better than them? Are they better than us? And I hate to think like that, but like, I normally don't think like that. But what are you so afraid of losing? You're not going to lose shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an I don't know, man.
The country, I would, if I knew exactly where I needed to go, I would go back.
Yeah, if anything, I'm going back to. I was born here, so I ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, let's lighten it up a little bit, Felicia. And I know you don't watch football, Charlton, but the Niners did get a big win against the Cowboys. As a Niner fan,
I hear about it on the news though. I hear about it because I watch ESPN, so you hear about it.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I will forever hate the Cowboys and the Cowboy fans.
let me ask this question: do you, based on everything that went down with Kaepernick and how that all turned out, did you ever miss watching football, or was it just pretty much? That was
at first I did, because football, I just loved it. I was so addicted to watching every Sunday, and I loved playing it as a youth, growing up all the way through college, and I loved it. But then it became, after I stopped, just cold turkey, I didn't miss it. My family has a family fantasy football league, and they're like, man, get back in here. I'm like, hell no. And I don't miss it. We miss you. We will. Well, I don't miss it. I miss you guys and all the fun we used to have, but I don't miss watching football and following it like I did. So no, I didn't miss it. And then when I was watching the game with my cousin last week, I was like excited again. I was like, because like I said, because I hate the Cowboys, but I was happy and excited. And then I'm watching the interviews. And I'm like, wait, rewind that. What did that hat say? No way. So yeah, but I'm glad the Niners beat them, and I guess I wish the organization luck in the future. They got to get past all these damn injuries they have, though. Yeah. I love watching Debo. Debo, what a great name! First of all, his mama named that man after a character on Ice Cube movie.
Yep.
But he's amazing, and that kid filling in for McCaffrey. Was doing amazing too.
Yeah.
The Niners defense is, a little suspect from what I could see. They keep giving away big leads from what I hear, but
they're so beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, as most teams are.
Yeah, exactly. The
Niners seem to really got really a big hit.
And actually, Felicia, it's a good thing we didn't come on a couple of weeks ago, because when they were losing those games, they were giving up them leads, man. I was kind of going in on our head coach in that, clock management. Clock management is still challenge. It's still a challenge, and that hasn't been fixed in a couple of years now, where ball lead late in the fourth quarter and you throw in the football, and the clock stops. So anyway, I don't want to revisit that whole Super Bowl, the ghost of 2 Super Bowls past. I don't want to go there, but come on, man. I got the ball in the lead. Let's let the clock is your friend.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
the clock is your friend.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
what do you
Yeah.
guys think about? What do you guys think about our Warriors so far? I'm in love with these guys. Right
4-1, man.
A very pleasant surprise.
4-1
I mean,
The energy
talking about
is
strength in
different.
numbers, the energy is amazing.
Yeah.
You were there a couple like last night before last, Felicia. You
Mhm.
covered the game, and what was it like there in the building?
And the building, yeah. Once they started coming back, I was at that first back-to-back game, and when the Warriors took the lead, after Steph, it looked like they were giving up after Steph went out, and they started galvanizing. That bench is deep.
And as quiet as it's kept, they should be 5-0. But that Clippers game, they did too many
There you
turnovers. But they really should be 5-0.
They really should be 5-0. Yep. They really should be. But you're playing without Wiggins and Curry, because Wiggins been playing pretty good, and that's a lot. That's a lot coming from me. But
me too, actually, because I gave up on the brother. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, dude, your head ain't right. You just got to get. It has to be a head thing.
Free. I mean, you have a sick parent. It's hard. I know what that's like.
Absolutely.
Is that what it is? He has a sick parent.
Yes.
Is that what he was dealing with when he was off all last season?
He lost his dad too recently.
Yeah, his dad died about a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From cancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know that. See, I
mean, they have lives just like us. We have to remember that
and respect that too. Mm-hmm.
And respect that. Yeah.
Oh, of course, of course.
What I was gonna say, what do you think about Buddy Hield's play?
Oh my God.
Not surprised. I've always been a Buddy Hield fan. I was mad at Sacramento when they traded him. I'm like, why would you trade him? But
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a savant like I used to be as far as following the basketball, but I had no idea Buddy Hield could shoot like he could shoot. And, I'm seeing all these stats. They're saying he's got the most in 5 years, even over Steph and yada yada. And I'm like, go on, man! What a great pickup! What a great pickup in replace of Clay, man. I mean, Clay is Clay, and we're always going to be in love with Clay and love Clay. But if there's anybody that in the league that I can think of since I've been watching recently, homie is getting it, and he's like, I just read an article that an interview that he had. He said he's been studying Steph so much and so hard. He's trying to emulate his game, and I'm like, what a blessing for him to be around that. And now it shows. It shows.
Yeah. It's good that they're winning without Steph too, because a team can come together without the superstar.
Even more.
That
Absolutely.
helps down the stretch. So
that's right.
4-1, and
let's talk about it. Got Jerry Stackhouse on the
coaching. Yeah.
And Terry Stotts came back, old Warriors coach, when I was an intern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Old Portland's coach.
And I don't know the numbers. You guys would know the numbers, but they seem like they are scrambling like a mug on defense. Like they are really scrambling without a big man, a real big man.
And the little curly-haired kid, he's
Pajinski.
Well, no surprise, his nose is broken. He's always diving and
he's in there, man.
He runs through there like Marshallonis. It's like, dude, slow down.
See if I can pull. So to your point, the Warriors right now are second in points allowed to Oklahoma City.
Look at that.
They've given up less. They've given up 99.4, and Oklahoma City's given up 94.8. So they're doing it on the defensive end, and then offensive, they're third. They're scoring 120 a game. So
that's beautiful.
That's the recipe for success.
Yeah, they won 124 the other night.
Absolutely, recipe for success.
They're fourth in rebounds.
They are balling. They are balling.
With the turnovers. Are they better with the turnovers?
I think they got. I think that one game, the Clipper game, they probably put them.
Let me see.
I
I'm
was
not
so
seeing
mad at
turnovers.
them at that game. They didn't have to lose that game.
No, they didn't.
See if I can find it.
But
I
it
think they
seems
had
like
like
when
20.
they play on national TV, that's when they turn up. Because when they came back and won on Tuesday night, or was it Monday? Tuesday.
Hmm.
That was a TNT game.
Yeah,
Oh
but
wow.
let
Mhm.
me
So
get back at me in 10 games. Let's talk about them in 10 games.
Well, they got a 5-game road trip.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be tough.
yeah,
Tough one.
they
They're gonna go to
are.
Boston and
They're 16th in turnovers. They're giving up. They have 15.2 a game.
Okay.
So
okay.
15th from the bottom. Let me put it that way. So
So they're in the middle of the pack. At least they're not.
And
in
they
the
Yeah.
had the Warriors listed. I forgot where I saw it as finishing second to the bottom, one ahead of the Lakers in the conference. So I wonder how they're feeling right now. The person
at the end of the season.
I cannot remember who said that. I said, "Wow, the Warriors aren't even in discussion just because you don't know." The squad, you did think.
Which I love because their first
That's right.
championship, they were so under the radar. They were
Remember
so
we
under
used
the
to talk
radar.
about that, and you would text me and be like, "Fee, is this really gonna happen?" And I was scared to say it. Like,
my moment was when on that championship season they had a game on the road in Miami, and it was late in the game, and this was when I really first noticed Draymond. Miami had a chance to win it. I think Draymond shut down Miami, and the Warriors won. Shut down LeBron, and I thought then I was like, oh, they're winning on the road at Miami against it, and they got in his chest. So to your point about defense,
because first we've only played.
No. It was regular season. It was regular season.
Oh, regular season.
Regular season. The first year when they were in a championship run, the regular season, they had a game at Miami, and Draymond shut down LeBron in the fourth quarter, like at the very end of the game, and stopped him, and they won. And that's when the light bulb went off for me when I'm thinking, wow, they can go to Miami and win and play toe to toe.
Yeah, but their first championship was against Cleveland, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first championship.
Yeah. With Stephen. So
yes. Yeah.
So it had to be Cleveland, not Miami.
You're right.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Well, they played Miami.
Speak up for yourself, girl.
They did play Miami, and they did shut them down that year. And I know, maybe it was the year before. I don't know. I'm blanking.
I know the year.
When did LeBron go back to Cleveland?
It had to be that very year. It had to be 2015.
Maybe it's the year before, but I remember they had a game at Miami where they shut down, and LeBron was on that team. So maybe it was the year before.
That's probably the year before because that's
when
they did go to the second round that year. Okay, maybe that's what it was. Okay. Let me clean it up. But yeah, I remember they had a tough game against Miami, and they shut them down at the end. And LeBron was on that team.
Still have Mark Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah, they had Mark Jackson when they lost to the Clippers. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe it was that year.
And then Steve Kerr came the next year, and they went to the championship.
Yep. Maybe it was that year.
Steve Kerr inherited.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We know that. But he's been coaching his butt off these past couple seasons, though. For real, I think so.
Oh, Coach Kerr.
Yeah.
They're doing this thing. Old boy in Boston wouldn't say so.
Well, another thing I didn't know when I was watching the Pelicans game, I think at least 5 or 6 of their 8 coaches are all ex-Warriors coaches.
I was wondering if you was gonna say that. Yes. And I was so mad when I saw post game on TV. I was like, oh. And they were former Warrior players too.
Yeah, like all their coaching staff is all ex-Warriors from all those championships. Like, dang, might as well be the New Orleans Warriors.
Yeah, it's a long coaching tree.
tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really is. He really, truly is. I saw Alvin Gentry the other night, who used to be the Pelicans head coach. That was our assistant coach for the first championship team. And I guess he's a
Who's he
scout.
with?
I guess he's scouting for the Pelicans. They had him listed as a scout. He looks younger. He looks younger
I
than
think
he
he
did when
actually
he was
went to
a coach.
coach first. I think he coached him. Didn't he coach over there first?
No. He
He
was.
coached a few teams, didn't he?
He did. He
Yeah.
coached. Didn't he coach the Clippers? Is
I
what he
think the
coached the
Clippers.
Gentry?
Clippers.
No, Gentry was never the Clippers coach. I don't think.
Let me see. I'll pull him up.
I thought he was.
Let's see. Alvin Gentry. So his coaching record, he's coached Phoenix, Clippers.
That's
You're right, B.
Yeah, he was associate head coach with the Clippers, associate head coach with Golden State. He had New Orleans and Sacramento as assistant.
Well, he helped old boy that left here. He helped him. Someone was telling me he helped him, Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Sack.
Yeah, he's been an assistant.
Ooh,
he
he's
started
got a
first
long
in
list.
1988. He was at San Antonio, assistant Clippers, Miami. Looks like he got an interim in Miami, Detroit,
Dang,
Clippers. He's been around a long time.
That's 37 years. 36. 88.
Yeah, 5 seasons in New Orleans and 5. I thought he coached Phoenix too. He had 5 seasons in Phoenix. So yeah, he's
How
been
long was
around
he in
a long
LA?
time. Clippers 3 seasons.
Trying not to use my glasses.
Yeah, he did 3 seasons in LA. 1 with Miami, short-term interim, and 1 with the Sacramento. So yeah, he's been around a long time.
Yeah, he has. Looks good. It was good seeing him.
Yep. Well, we are at the end of our hour.
Dang, that went fast.
It
That went heck
did.
of
It
fast.
Always does, man. It always does.
When
I
you
want to
have
give
great,
a shout out to
please.
Stephanie. My handwriting. Oh my God. Stephanie White for the Indiana Fever. She was hired as a new head coach. Rehired. This is her third. This is her third tour with them.
Okay.
She also coached them in 2015 and 2016.
Nice.
So
I do have a word of the day. So we'll have one word for the day.
We don't have
that
a
word
song?
is no. I played the video. I played the Bill Russell video.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't have a song. I've been running the last 2 weeks, so I'm just breathing a little bit the last day or two.
I get it.
But the word is obviously related to the theme of today, and that word is remonstrance.
Never heard that word. I love learning new words.
Remonstrance is an act or instance of protest, an earnest presentation of reasons in opposition to something, and a complaint to someone or about something. So as we talk about athletes and protesting and things that are happening, that word remonstrance fits. So use it at a party, use it with your friends, and you can show that you are a wordsmith. So remonstrance is your word of the day.
You know what song you can go out with is "Man in the Mirror" by Mike.
Yeah, you know what? I played that before, and the context was I was playing it for our head coach of the Niners, Mike Shanahan, because coming off that Super Bowl loss, you had fired the coordinator, you had fired this person, and it was that person, and you didn't have this, and it was like you guys start looking at the man in the mirror. What's the only constant between the last Super Bowl losses and all the painful losses that we've had? Quarterbacks change, Cap, all these other, not Cap, but Garoppolo and all these quarterbacks we had.
Yeah. Garoppolo.
What's the only constant that had been around? So it was Mike Shanahan, man in the mirror, So yeah, we played that on the show before.
Change.
But you can play that song anytime, though.
Which Charlton's daughter was Michael Jackson. He is raising her right. She's Michael Jackson for Halloween. My baby
Is that
know
right?
all the words. She know all the
Farrah
words.
is in love, capital L, in love with Mike. She knows his catalog, baby girl. I gotta. Oh my god.
That's
She,
cool, man.
Raising
That's,
her right.
there's
how old is she?
6.
Oh, yeah. You raising her right, man.
She there's a picture of her holding. She like, eh.
Yeah,
She
the
did
man
the
is
Michael Jackson
transcendent,
pose.
and Farrah loves him. She loves him. She said, and we were driving in the car. Sorry, keeping this going.
No, it's fine.
She's like, "Mommy and Daddy, I want Michael Jackson to be my lover." We started cracking up. She's
Oh,
like, "I want to marry him. I want to marry him."
Man,
I'm like, "What are you talking
honey,
about,
he,
lover?"
honey, he long
Yeah.
gone, baby. He long. He
Oh
gone.
my god! But it was so innocent and pure and cute. It was just,
Yes.
oh my god! It was magical. It was so
Touching,
magical.
touching the
Huh?
babies. Still touching the babies. It's something
yeah.
about his
Yeah.
music.
We can't go wrong with Michael
Transcendent.
Jackson. That's
You can't go.
Transcendent.
those are
Yeah,
standards.
something wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. If you
Absolutely.
hear starting something and you don't, start
Right
moving.
now, that's her favorite song. Right now, this week, that's her
Michael Jackson.
every day, 3 times a day in the car song. Starting something.
I'm telling you.
and it
Mama
never
say,
gets
Mama
old.
stop. That's it for me, right?
Never
there.
Never
gets old. I'm like,
never gets
thank
old.
God you are loving this because I don't mind listening to it 1,000 times. This is great.
Yeah,
You can.
I can do it 1,000 times.
Yeah,
we
I
all
love
can.
coming on here. Thank you for inviting me, guys. Thank you,
Oh
PP,
no,
for
thank you,
inviting
man,
me.
for
Thank
sharing your insights, man. You got to come back. You got to come back.
I'd love to. And, this is normally my nap time because I'm going to go to work, but it's all good.
All right. And I'm feeling the Black Belt Jones shirt too, man. I don't think I didn't
You
see
can
that.
see that?
Well,
You can
of course,
see that?
man.
What you
Come
know
on,
about
man.
that?
Jim
What
Kelly,
you know about
man.
that?
Come on. Jim Kelly, are you serious right
Oh, shoot. That's Jim Kelly.
now? Yeah.
What you know about that, man? What
Come
you
on,
know
man.
about
So we was
We
in the
used to-
streets.
Hey, we used to go to the Roxy. I've been to the Roxy. I've been to the Lux.
that?
Wow, not the
Eddrick.
Roxy.
Man, we just got to talk on the phone, bro. We just got to chop it up.
Man, I used to catch 72P or the
Give me a
72M
call.
from Richmond to go to the Roxy or the Lux. Come on now.
Oh my
Come
God!
on,
You
man.
just made my chest hurt from a smile. That's such a good,
Man.
such fond memories. Such fond memories.
Man. Because you got 3 movies, and real quick, you got a karate movie, a comedy, and a horror movie. Usually, you got 3 movies.
Oh, at the Roxy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the Lux
Yeah.
too. Remember the Lux?
And the
Oh
Lux.
yeah,
You
me
ever
and
go to
my
Lux?
boy Howard Gamble used to roller skate to the Lux from 33rd and Grove. Well, Martin Luther King now. We used to roller skate or walk to the Lux and watch kung fu movies, like 3 or 4 kung fu movies, then walk back, hit the quick way across the street from Sears on the way home.
Yes.
You remember quick way across the street from Sears?
Nah.
Oh,
you
you
don't.
never had quick way.
We was back
With
on the
them
bus.
sweaty
Back to
fries.
Richmond. Yeah, we was out.
With the half chicken in it.
Once the movie was over, we were out.
With the
An hour and a half
cocktail
back.
I
sauce.
saw the Warriors at the Roxy, bro. I was scared to death too because there's a lot of idiots, but I still went.
Oh, that had to be scary because we were like in the 6th grade when that came
Yeah, I
out.
was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous because there was people acting stupid, but it was still cool. It was still fun and exciting.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, we came all the way from Richmond, man. I grew up in Richmond. We would come all the way from Richmond on the bus.
All right.
Down San
What
Pablo.
you know about the Roxy? Eddrick,
Come on,
get
man.
on with your
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. I seen your
That's
shirt.
great.
Once I saw your shirt, I'm like, okay. Yeah, I remember those flicks, man. Yeah,
I don't know if he told you. I've been a martial artist my whole life. I'm
okay.
Like what? 50 years martial arts now.
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah,
we can say we've been doing something for 50 years now.
yeah.
Feels good. It's blessed. It's a blessing.
It is.
Good.
I don't look at it any other way.
It is actually more than 50 years now to think about it. I gotta remember how old I am. 53 years.
There you go, man. Let's get it right. On that
God
note,
bless you guys. I love you
thank
guys
you.
so much.
We're gonna be up out of here. Felicia and Eddrick, Sports to the Bay. Felicia, as always, thank you. Appreciate it. Love talking sports with you. And Charlton.
Thanks everyone for liking. Be sure to subscribe and tell a friend about Sports in the Bay, please.
Absolutely. So,
blow that whistle. Blow that whistle.
We'll be back next week-ish at some point. But Sports in the Bay, Felicia and Eddrick with our special guest Charlton. We are out, and we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Thanks, guys. God bless. Be safe out there.
Okay. Be safe.